Hello, this is Pastor Janet from Rowborough Methodist Church, and it's been on my mind recently to do a message about how good people are. That most people are good. Most people are kind. And I've been thinking of this, and I was looking at Woolwell Matters, the local Facebook group, and there was this story about Sid the Pidge, an injured pigeon that somebody had found, and the replies of people reaching out to help Sid the pigeon, Sid whose wing was injured, and all these people who had empathy with those who'd found the pigeon and wanted to find a way of getting help for this little helpless bird. And this is something that God has given us, isn't it? Empathy. Caring for other people, understanding their situation. And it comes through many Facebook groups, supportive groups, and supportive groups in other ways where we have empathy for other people who are going through a difficult situation, wanting to be alongside them, wanting to help them, and wanting to do something for them. And charities exist because of this desire within us to help others. And we hear so much about the bad people, the people who hurt others. And we hear so little about the good people, but most people are good. What really prompted me to talk about this wasn't Sid the Pidge. It was an incident on a train. Some of you who know me will know that I'm slightly disabled and need assistance on trains and need help with getting around and such like. And I was on an incredibly crowded train a couple of weeks ago, five carriages where there should have been 10 carriages. And it was absolutely crammed. People were standing 3 deep in the aisles. Because I had assistance and I couldn't stand, I was able to have a seat. I felt almost guilty being given a seat when other people were standing all around me. But they were pretty good-natured about it. And the people next to me were chatting away and making, good camaraderie amongst them through having to stand crushed to each other on this little train where 9 full coaches had been crammed into 5 coaches. But after sitting there for most of the journey to London, I realised I was going to have to go to the toilet. And that meant getting up and somehow getting to the toilet. Now, I had a walking stick with me, but there was no way I could actually use it because the aisle was so crowded. And I said to the people next to me, when you've got to go, you've got to go. So I'm going to have to try and manage. And they helped me get up. Now, what I want to share with you is the hands of the people between myself and the end of the carriage where I needed to get, reaching out to help me along, because I couldn't grab a hold of the seats because there were too many people there. I couldn't use a walking stick because there was no space on the floor because there were too many people there. But the people held out their hands, and I went along this coach going from one person's hand to the next, to the next, to the next. And I will never forget it. Just all these people who were complete strangers had empathy with my situation and were willing to help me all the way down to the toilet. Someone even opened the door for me, and all the way back again to my seat. And it just made me think, most people are good. And when you do need help, I know if any of you have experienced it, when you go around with a walker, people are very, very willing to help and support with a smile along the way. I'm sure you can think of many instances in your own lives where you've seen kindness and empathy and understanding. You'll know that I've been involved with PUMA, Plymouth Ukraine Medical Aid, and the things that people have given, not just of gifts and clothes and things, but given of their time in making blankets, in making baby clothes, in knitting and sewing and creating things for the children in Ukraine who have lost everything. And all the things that people have gone specially to buy, toiletries and ladies' hygiene products, and this, I've actually bought them and brought them so that they can be transported by these amazing drivers across the land to Poland, to the edge of Ukraine, to help the people who are struggling and suffering so much there. And that's just one tiny charity, one tiny example of people being kind to each other. And there's a prayer I used to know when I was little: God, make me kind, whatever task is set me. This more than all is what I ask to be. Let me give to others through all humanity what they have given to me. May all the hardness from my heart be driven. Take every thought of hardness from my mind. Show me the way to give as I am given. God, make me kind. God, make me kind. Thank you for your kindness, people who are listening to this, because most people are kind, aren't they?